Welcome back to the Tame Mayhem podcast. Mauro, did you have anything else to say to your cat before
Dude,
he shows himself out?
I just hope he doesn't bang on my fucking door anymore.
Me too.
He was pissed. You see him?
I did. I didn't see him, but I heard him. I heard him fucking scratch at that door all the time. I thought you just had a fucking washing machine going on. You know, that was just banging the walls, but it was your goddamn cat.
No, it was my goddamn cat. And you saw how he talks back to me.
Okay, this is... I wanted to just start off with this. I just saw Mauro have a fucking conversation with his cat. And I don't mean like he said something and the cat just meowed intermittently or whatever. Like, he talked, the cat talked, Mauro talked again, the cat responded, Mauro got hostile, and then the cat got hostile. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I want that to be clear. I want that to be clear because I don't know what they talked about, really. I don't know what Fig said, and maybe you do, but I don't.
do.
And the thing is, you know, you were trying to get him out of the room for the first time. That's what it was.
Yeah, because I was like, all right,
eventually
buddy.
you figured out he wanted to be brushed, which, you know, that's a high maintenance fucking cat right there. But you kicked him out and you told him that he had to go. Well, first he meowed, and then you told him that he just had to go.
Yeah, I was like,
then
all
he
right,
meowed again.
Yeah.
And then you explained that he had to get out of here because this is your space and that you respect his space. And if I'm not mistaken, he meows again. No?
No, that's when he hisses.
Is that when you hissed?
He hissed.
So he hissed, and then you said, all right, fuck you then.
All right, fuck you too then.
And then he, like, jumps out of your fucking arms. He's already trying to fucking claw you toward the end here.
Yeah.
This was reactionary.
Because he's so fat, so he couldn't do it. So he was just like...
He is a fat cat.
I was just like, no, get out of here. Like, I respect your space, you respect my space. He's like, fuck you. And I was just like, no,
I do
you
remember
too.
that happening now. Yeah, you did explain to him the whole space thing, and he immediately just hit you with some bullshit. I'll be real.
Yeah, no,
your cat
like he
hit
has
you with
free
some
range
bullshit.
of my house. Like, no, this is my house.
I think the part that... okay, look at it from his perspective. You let him in the room, he's out here chilling, and all of a sudden he has to go. I mean, you know, he's either in or he's out. You're either in or you're out, Spider-Man.
Are you in or are you out? For those of you who don't know, we watched Spider-Man 1, the Tobey Maguire one, just for shits and giggles today. This is the funniest fucking thing.
Are you in or are you out?
Fucking
Figaro?
Fucking William, what's his name? Fucking
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. That motherfucker. He's so
God,
fucking good.
yes. Shout out that.
Shout out him.
But, yeah, so your cat was just confused and understandably angry.
Yeah, but I was explaining to him why he had to go. I'm like, come on, man, we're about to record. And he was like, meow.
See, you know, the big assumption here is that he knows what you're saying. You know, maybe if he had seen us setting up, he would have gotten the message. But to be honest, we were fucking around.
I mean, it was reactionary. You saw, he understood me a little bit.
He did, because he did start off meowing. I mean, he voiced his concern. He voiced it again. I think he just felt like he wasn't being heard.
I heard him.
I know, but maybe he didn't feel like he was being heard. That's the thing, though. Because it's like, you're just carrying him all the way out and you're talking at him. I mean, yeah, you can say you're hearing him, but that doesn't mean you're listening.
But he came back in and we made up. You know, I
That's
knew
true.
he just wanted attention, so that's when I got the brush.
Okay, but the thing is, he didn't just come back in. He fucking sprinted back in because he looked like he was ready to maul your fucking face off.
And I was like, what?
Yeah,
what
it's
the
because
fuck are
you were
gonna
talking
do?
shit, too.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about him, and then he immediately runs in and he just starts looking at me. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? I'm going to keep talking shit
Dude,
in
he
front
actually
of you.
started trying to claw up my fucking shoes. I won't lie.
Fuck your coach shoes, bro.
Yeah, seriously. He was literally, like, clawing at it and shit. I'm just like, what is your deal?
Yeah, and then he just wanted attention. So that's when I got the brush. I'm
I
like,
don't
all right,
care. I'm not
calm
his
your ass
owner.
down.
Why does he think
That's
I'm
what
the one
I
that
did.
gives him
That's
attention?
why I did it. I'm like, calm your ass down. You just want to be brushed.
Did he end up calming down?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He ended up scratching the couch. Either way, we're talking a lot about Mauro's cat here. The point here is that I witnessed communication between man and animal, and it was just beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. It was a conversation.
Princess, man. You can just talk to animals.
It's like do you do that? Do you have that relationship with your dogs? Do your dogs do that? Do your
Yeah,
dogs
my
bark
dogs
to
do
you,
that
or-
too. Yeah, I'm fucking
do?
Dale. Like
That's got to be a flex whenever like you bring a girl over though, right? No, like like it's like you go out of your way to talk to your pets. That way, like you look like the animal whisperer.
Yeah, it's like,
You
hey
know,
Dale,
you're just
dap
like-
me up, and he's
Because it
goes,
just it adds like I'd say a solid 2.5 points. You know, if you're a 7 out of 10 and you're really good with animals and talk to them and shit, you're becoming a 9 probably.
hell yeah, brother.
Right? Because if you're the animal whisperer, It's pretty fucking cool to watch. Yeah, I mean,
you know, you've seen me talk to Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does respond like, yeah. Before we even recorded, whenever we were coming back from inside, I opened the door and I'm like, Dale, you gonna come in or no?
He's like a monk, dude. He's like a vow of silence kind of animal.
Yeah, he's just like but I can tell it in his eyes. And you even saw it too. He was like, no, he wants you to go outside.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, what do you want me to be outside? I don't want to be outside. I got to do stuff today, buddy.
It's funny because you wanted him outside too.
No, we opened the door and then he runs outside because whenever anybody's outside, he wants to be outside too. But as soon as we came inside, he was just standing there. I'm like, you're not coming inside, dude? And I'm like, and he's just like, no, like, well, I'm not going outside. I need to stay inside now. And so I just closed the door, and then sure enough, 5 minutes later, he's crying.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
My dogs are like, fucking shut up.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, that's probably the biggest. That is the biggest thing I want to explore among your dogs is that most of them live outside, and one is an inside dog. And so it's like, okay, what do these other dogs think of the inside dog? Are they plotting to kill him, or are they not?
No.
Because and then it's like, he starts crying. And it's like, the other dogs are like,
let me in.
The other dogs are like, what are you crying for? Like, you're out here for 10 minutes and you get hot? Like, yo.
I live out here.
I literally spend every second out here.
For those of you who don't know, we also built them a giant doghouse. Like, you've seen it. It's the size of a shed.
No, I haven't. He keeps them in the ground. No, it is a big doghouse.
Yeah, it's a big-ass doghouse, and that's where the other ones live. But we can't have fucking giant ass dog running all around my house. Yeah.
It is a little weird that you let one in though. No,
it's because we had to learn the hard way. It's because whenever he was brought home, he was already kind of like I think he was like a year old already, so he already had like a previous owner, and we were like, well, let's try to find his owner. We tried, didn't get any contact. In the meantime, we were like, all right, maybe he's an outside dog, so we put him outside. Immediately starts crying, and we were like, oh, maybe he's just like not used to the environment or whatever. He meets the other dogs, they get along really well, they start playing together. I'm like, okay, maybe he's gonna grow accustomed to being outside. Nope, kept crying and we're like, fuck it, let's just let him inside. That's how he became an inside dog.
I'm surprised all the other dogs didn't just start crying until they were inside too.
That's what pisses me off, because they learned. Because now they know whenever they want me outside, they start crying, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, they did it.
They did it. They fucking did it.
Thanks a lot,
Dogs
Dale.
together strong, bro.
God. Yeah, man. They outnumber the household to humans.
They do.
There's like 5 dogs.
No, there's 4.
Still 3 humans. With me here, we're tied. You understand that? And I'm still probably not winning against any single one of those dogs. Even the smallest one, I'm still going to lose.
Yeah, the smallest one is the heaviest.
And we'll see. We'll see how the other 3 odds go, man. This is like a fucking parlay. Fucking human versus dog. But they're big ass dogs though. Like if you guys saw these dogs, you'd understand. They're big dogs, man. Like
yeah,
they could tackle most people.
They did one time.
They could probably leave a mark if they bite you.
Oh, 100%. Especially one of them has like, it's over. Game over.
The fuck? He has venom in his teeth? What the hell are you talking about?
No, he's a big dog. Like
right? Is he gonna kill me in one bite?
No, but he's gonna like fuck up your arm. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Well, any dog bite will probably fuck up my arm. So
that's glass bones, and paper skin.
Okay, your dogs aren't that special. All right, let me say that.
No,
there's a lot of dogs that could kill me. There's a lot of dogs that could kill me, not just your dogs. Okay, I want to get that clear. Same thing with cats.
There's a lot of fucking cats.
So many cats could kill me, not just yours. Actually, I don't even know if your cat could kill me. I probably could beat your cat in a fight. I'd probably ward it off.
He's a little fat cat. He's not.
Yeah, exactly. Even if I gave him the head start, I'd still have enough time to probably make it out alive.
He did get me good one time. Like he just goes, shing, and I was like, what the fuck?
He knows pressure points, man.
He does, dude. Because like I swear to God, I lost control of my thumb for like a couple days. It's whenever we were playing video games.
So he knows about thumbs.
Yeah, remember when we were playing video games and I was like, George, I can't do anything right now. He fucking did a Mortal Kombat special on me. He was like, I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't close my hand for like days. It was weird, dude.
What do you do in situations like that to your animal? Do you punish them, like, even in the slightest? Like, do you just like give them a little tap on like their paw, like, hey, like, you don't scratch me type thing?
No, like whenever it happened, I just kind of like released him, like to the ground. Like we were already on the kind of close to the ground. I was like, "Yeah, fucker!" Like,
yeah. It just seems like a slippery slope. You know what I mean? It's like there's got to be a fine line between.
Because at that point, I only know he was reactionary because if it was something that I was doing, and like at that point, I'm like, all right, fuck, I'm sorry. But I don't punish him because he's just an animal. He's not gonna understand what he did.
Right.
He's just being an animal.
Does your cat think that he's a dog? Like, have you ever like seen any signs of that?
Signs of being a
because
dog.
he's the only cat in a house. Well, brings up an interesting point. There's only one other dog in the house, and the rest are outside.
Right. And
he seems pretty like cat-like, but
yeah,
does he ever get confused?
No, he spent his cat years in his early kitten years with his mom.
Oh, okay.
We got him kind of.
See, I knew you got him as a kitten. I just didn't know how young.
Yeah, we know he spent a lot of time with the family, and then we were like, all right, well.
Oh, okay. So you just traumatized him more. Okay. Cool.
But
fucking monster. Just kidding.
Cat's well adjusted.
I don't know, man. He throws temper tantrums.
He does. He did flip his shit today.
He did.
He rarely does that though.
He only does it when I'm here. I think he's just stressed that people are here.
Probably. He's like, well, what the
Which,
fuck?
Because I'm the same way, so I don't even blame him.
Why is there so many people? Get the fuck out of here. Everybody needs to leave.
Everybody needs to leave. Fuck. I'm going to start scratching.
I'm going to start biting everybody's Achilles.
Yo, everyone has 10 seconds to get the fuck out. Or everyone's yarn is mine. Has your cat ever killed a mouse?
No.
All right, your cat's not a badass.
No, he's a pussy.
Good one. He's never killed anything though. No bird, no mouse.
No, he doesn't go
scorpion.
outside. Nothing. He usually just
lazy fuck.
Yeah, you've seen him. He lays down and he looks like a rug because he's pretty fucking fat. But
looks like a pillow more than anything. He looks like a pillow pet.
It's so true. Like he just lays down. It's like this. He lays down and he just becomes so flat, and then you just see his little head just like looking at you.
Yeah, his tail doesn't even move.
Yeah, sometimes when he's in a good mood, his tail will do this, kind of like that. But for the most part, nope. It's just him being flat.
He's a long cat too.
Yeah. If you pick him up, he's like, it's like, oh, that's where you hide it. Like, my cat's actually really skinny. He's just really fucking long.
All right, so something I really wanted to talk to you about today was it was celebrity related because I just feel like some celebrities are on one lately. about what there's always a debate about what celebrities should or should not do, can and cannot do, what they're morally responsible for, like if they should be setting an example or if they should just be them. And I'll admit, like, it's not black and white. I'll say that. Like it's obviously not one or the other type thing. Right. But I just think you had an interesting example. You brought it up to me before we started. It was about Lil Nas X.
Yeah. So like he's just becoming like exploring his art, by releasing the new music video Montero. And he in the song or like one of the notes that he had released beforehand, he was just saying that like this song is his first name is Montero, and he was just like this song is for us because we said that we were gonna keep the fact that he was gay a secret. And he was like, but no, why should I? I have all this, like if I can pave the way to be like like kind of set an example for them, just for them to exist, like yeah, why not? And but the music video is fucking awesome because it has all this like satanic imagery and people flip their shit. But I think it's smart.
But who's people in this situation?
The type, like fucking Anglo-Saxon mayonnaise making fucks. You know the type.
Right. Okay. Can you put it in a less pejorative way, though?
Republicans.
Okay. It makes more sense.
But they were saying like, oh my god, this is basically the same shit that they said back in the 90s during the Satanic Panic. With all the rock bands that were doing the satanic stuff for shock value.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. And, I see why it's fucking smart that he did it because, he was like the Old Town Road guy. He had all these kids like.
Is that really like still what he's known as though?
Well, not anymore. Now he's known as Lil Nas X, the Montero guy. But
sure, but that's relatively new. Like last year, was he still known as the Old Town Road guy? Was that a considerable part of his identity? Because I'll be honest, like I don't think a lot of people like really. I mean, yeah, they associated him with that because that was like one of his jumps, but I don't know if it's a central part of his identity.
Yeah, but I guess what happened was I don't know if I just saw like that song and like
regardless, demographics are different for Montero and Old Town Road.
True,
obviously,
exactly because he wants to be he's not a child, he's not a children's artist, and I guess he didn't want to be associated with like this childlike persona, like he's like, no, I'm an artist that caters towards like an older demographic, not to kids. And so
yeah, and I think that's what starts the debate between, or that starts the debate about should celebrities, with a certain demographic and a certain prime audience be acting a certain way for those people. So for example, if Lil Nas was just mainly being watched by 13 to 16 year olds, does he have a responsibility to act in a way that is, let's say, morally responsible for a 13 to 16 year old? Does he?
I would say
because
no.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's ridiculous to expect anyone to act for the people who are watching them. Because that's basically what it is. I think when talking about celebrities, people are able to shift the blame and be like,
oh, it's their fault.
Exactly. Like,
well,
since they're famous and they have eyes on them, they should act a certain way. But the issue is that the only reason that they're famous is because there's eyes on them for being the way they are.
Exactly.
You can't neglect that fact. If you don't want them to be famous, then you stop watching. It's a buyer's market.
Right.
It's the audience who determines who makes it based on views. And that's true, like, especially now more than ever.
Yeah, in my experience, the shittiest parents are usually the ones that are crying the loudest about celebrities being horrible role models. I'm like, bitch, like, they're not raising your kid. Your kid isn't watching, isn't getting all their daily adult interaction from that celebrity. They're watching you the whole fucking time.
I agree for the most part. I don't think I'd make a generalization about how, like the shittiest parents are, XYZ. But I mean, you're right. I mean, it tracks. It tracks because the only way that, this population of parents could speak out is because if they were letting their child just get on the internet and watch anything they wanted, you know what I mean? And they happen to look over their shoulder and see this. It's like, well, that's a failure on your part. Because you probably should be more up to date on what they're watching, or, just have limits and have boundaries,
Right.
So you bring up a good point. I mean, I can't disagree. Like I would feel like arguably that's generally how it's found too. I mean, and that's just based on my experience working in restaurants and seeing children on tablets.
Yeah, they say sometimes they be watching some of the weirdest fucking shit on YouTube.
Like I have seen,
like, it'll say kids friendly, but I'm like, what the fuck?
I've witnessed
is that?
children, clicking on videos or watching videos, and eventually the parent has to question what's going on and force them out of it. And it's like, that's one instance that I see. How many instances are there like that, and how many are actually caught? How many times is the child actually forced to exit a video that's age inappropriate?
Right.
Because that assumes someone's watching them all the time.
Fuck. Yeah.
But, another good example is about this celebrity responsibility is Scarlett Johansson. Because she recently was saying that it's not, a a celebrity's responsibility to tell you to go vote.
Okay, that's
And
a little
so
different.
it's one of those fine line things, because it's like, okay, like if you were talking about this in 2007, if you were talking about this in 2012 even,
I would understand.
It rings a little different. But to talk about this after a
2020 election, like
little-
a historic
a
election.
cliffhanger election, basically,
Yeah.
that has resulted in the loss of life, then it seems a little disrespectful to talk about it in that regard, because it's like it's not like
It was a high stakes election.
because it's not like it's not like everyone who was saying go vote, because you had organizations like Walmart, Rap Genius, Target.
You know it's really important when
Yeah.
Rap Genius is like, guys, go fucking vote.
I know, right? And celebrities, all of them are telling you to go vote. But it's like, sure, they might support one way or the other, but they didn't necessarily make that clear when they were telling you to go vote. So that's why it doesn't matter. That's why it doesn't matter. You're doing it to be a good person.
Yeah,
you're
just
doing
like, hey,
it
guys.
you're doing it to promote what people say is our civic duty anyways. The only reason
Exactly.
they call it a duty is because it's an expectation of you to actually do it.
Right.
So it does get a little confusing when a celebrity like Scarlett Johansson says it's not our responsibility to encourage you to go vote. Like
It's supposed to
our
suppress
job
the
is
votes.
our job is just to act. Our job is just to entertain. And it's like, well, that's definitely true in any regard. Your job is to just do this. You're not required to do anything else. Like, you just have to look at it contextually. I mean, come on.
guess so.
It was a 2020 presidential election.
It was a really
It was important. We didn't know who the president was. People literally lost their lives.
Yeah, it turned into a giant fucking thing.
And
It's still being
so
resolved to this day.
exactly. So it just makes no sense. It seems tone deaf, especially to come out and speak after the fact. Like, the election already happened. Like, we already have a new president. Like, stuff is already moving along, and then to come out and say that.
Yeah, it feel like it was
It's-
just like
It's just inappropriately
Was
timed.
it-
Very inappropriately timed, at least.
yeah,
Because it's a
or it
valid
didn't-
opinion.
or it didn't age well at all, especially in the context of the bigger picture. It probably just didn't. Like, I think, did she say it before the actual
It's
election?
from my understanding that it happened after. I mean,
If it
or
happened
during
after,
or in
then-
the midst.
Okay.
Either way, I mean, does it really matter if it was before or after?
I would
though?
say if she said it like a few months ago after the fact that all this, that now that we know that all this shit happened, it makes it way worse. Because just like, bitch, did you see any of the fucking bloodshed that happened at the Capitol?
Yeah, I mean,
but
I guess,
but if it happened in the midst, it's still not okay, because like, the fuck you, like, this is getting really tense, and then especially fuck you if, like, I don't know, it just doesn't ring right to any degree that she says it. Because if she said it before, and like, why are we listening to Scarlett Johansson on these opinions anyways?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter if she said this before or after. I mean, to be honest, I can't tell you an exact date.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it doesn't matter in the larger picture, because it's like, the fact of the matter is that people are encouraging it, and it doesn't hurt to do it either. It doesn't cost you anything
go
to
vote.
tell people to go
Oh,
do
to
what they
go.
have the right to do.
Right.
So
It's like, I'm not getting paid
it,
to
it's
tell
so
you
and
not
so
to
it's
go
like and so
vote.
if you don't want to do it, that's fine.
You're right.
But it's also like, you don't have to be vocal about wanting to not do it either.
Yeah, just don't do
Just
it.
don't do it. And so that's my biggest thing with that, because it's like that, because you have an example of like Lil Nas, like, he doesn't have any responsibility to cater toward any audience. And
Exactly.
I'm not saying that Scarlett Johansson has to either. That's not what I'm saying, that she has to cater to an audience or cater to America. I mean, but like, just don't be an ass. Don't be inconsiderate. Because at the end of the day, that's what that is. It's like, oh, it's not our job to do this. Well, it's like, it's not anyone's job to hold open a door for, an old lady. But we do it because it's nice.
Right. Yeah. We're into philosophy at this point.
Okay, but I know we did have one more example with LeBron James.
Yes.
Because that's another one where I think that one is
this one really like got to me. Like, this one really fucking got to me, because there was some, I don't even remember her fucking name, but she was like a Fox reporter or some shit. Like, that's how fucking irrelevant she is.
right.
But she's LeBron James had spoken out against something of like, it was fucking racism that's rampant in this country, and she said, "Shut up and dribble." And,
yeah, that was
and it
a
was just
big
like,
thing.
bitch, you're not good at anything. You're telling the man that it's the best at something, which is fucking basketball, and plus it's like, who the fuck are you to
basically say that an opinion doesn't count for anything.
yeah, just because he's a basketball player. Like, he's much more than just the basketball player,
I think, obviously, the reason they do that is to just garner people to hate and whatnot. It's just a bunch of hate mongering.
Yeah.
It's not any legitimate purpose.
But
But that they're doing this because it's like, if people genuinely thought that the opinion wasn't worth listening to, then it wouldn't have gained as much traction as it did. Obviously he's a famous person. There's going to be a cult following. People are going to listen to whatever he says no matter what. You can't avoid that with anyone. But the fact that it had gained such a following and gained such momentum means that, people were actively participating in a conversation, which is why things like, what Fox News does is tone deaf, which is why it's wrong,
Tucker Carlson, that horny hamster.
Exactly. Like to just call LeBron James' opinion worthless because he's a basketball player. Like,
it's
you're
fucking
clearly
stupid.
not listening to the climate of the country. And, and they claim to, and you can pick and choose in a country as big as this as well. But, the fact of the matter is that, like, people are talking about this, and you can't just ignore that,
Right.
At the very least, you qualify the other argument and you come up with your own response, right? Because when you ignore it, you just kind of look like chicken shit.
Yeah.
At least that's my opinion, and
But when have they not looked like chicken shit?
And it doesn't just go for organizations like Fox News. It goes for any organization or any person that does anything like that.
Yeah, like
that is just doesn't listen to what's going on and thinks that that it's just black and white, that it can only be one way or the other. That there's not any sort of change or progression or
Right.
regression for that matter.
Right. Damn. This has become a philosophy episode.
You're the one that brought up that Lil Nas X video. That's why I wanted to talk about this.
Oh yeah,
that
that
was
video
really
is fire.
interesting.
That video is fire.
Because it makes you think. It's like, we just listed out 3 celebrities and their situations, and it's like,
It's because he knew he was.
he
knew
knew
it was gonna piss people off. He knew it was
Yeah.
gonna piss off the white moms that were like, "Oh, you heard that Lil Nas X? Oh, he's so funny with the cowboy song." And he was like, "Man, fuck everybody." I don't have to. I'm not a child entertainer. He knew it was gonna piss people off, and he
Yeah.
knew it was gonna like the day after the video was released, the top 5 most watched videos on YouTube were Lil Nas X related. And plus the money, everybody was like, "Oh, the money, the record label's going to drop," and the record label loves exposure.
oh, I know, right?
So of course they're going to get. He's not going to
any
get
PR is
feel
good
any-
PR.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's
How it
getting
goes.
sued by Nike, which is also really fucking funny. But I mean, at the same time, it's just more PR.
Seriously, like that. Yeah, it just works for him. Really.
Exactly,
Getting
and he knows
sued by
it.
Nike.
He's playing checkers.
I mean,
He's
fuck.
playing
I
chess,
wish
bro.
I was sued by Nike. If I was getting sued by Nike,
I'd be
you'd
flexing
probably
that
fucking
shit.
hear about it. Yeah, it's like, yo, Nike sued me, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it because I'm
Like-
getting sued.
See me in court. Come find out. Imagine advertising that shit like it was a fucking like a Saturday night fight.
I get sued.
I get sued.
this Sunday.
And then you have the court case like Nike
month.
versus Romero
Nike versus Romero.
et al.
I would come in just to fuck with
You
Nike.
come in shirtless.
I would come in. I would actually come in with.
Boxer shorts.
I would actually come in dripped out in Nike. It's a big fuck you. Fucking
The
sunglasses and
prosecutors
all.
are just like turning red. They're like,
No, that's not what we want. Stop using our name.
God, he looks so fresh. God damn, why do we make our clothes so well?
Damn it! Why are we so good at what we do? He's dripped the fuck out in court.
Of course the jury's gonna go for him. He's in all Nike.
Your Honor, this jury finds him fitted the fuck out.
Guilty of being fitted the fuck out.
God damn.
Yo, bring it over here.
Fucking. Can we leave?
Yo,
He's got places to be, dude.
you want Stitch Fix? Add me on Stitch Fix.
He obviously doesn't use that shit. He's dripped the fuck out in Nike.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But that's something I want to see. I want to see people advertise their court cases and court hearings like it was a fucking UFC fight or WWE fight.
Sheila versus Thompson.
After
Fight for the
8
kids.
long months.
After 8 long years of being married, they are finally fed the fuck up for divorce.
We
but
are finally ready for a showdown.
who gets the kids?
But one kid is 16, one is 9. One gets to testify, one won't. Come find out this Friday morning.
Fight for the house.
Fight for the house. He might get the car, but who gets the house?
Who
Join
gets
us
the kids?
Sunday morning. Court opens on Sunday morning for that fucking hearing. Like, the publicity is insane. We're gonna make so much money.
Holy shit.
The vending machines are gonna go crazy.
Like the lawyers are dressed like people in the corner, like fighters. Just like they replace
They
the
have their
desk with
witnesses.
stools. Yeah, they're like, all right, come on, she's gonna hit you with that. He was a
They're
he was a shitty.
cross-examining them.
Yeah, they're like, she's gonna hit you. She's gonna hit you with that you cheated excuse. You don't listen
Now, what
to
are you
the-
gonna say?
She had whack pussy. That's my boy. Get your ass in there and cross-examine that
Your
bitch.
Honor, we're ready.
It's like throwing in the towel. It's just like, objection.
Objection.
She is whooping his ass up there.
The judge throws a yellow card for overruled and a red card for sustained.
I'll hold you in contempt court.
I hold you. Yeah, okay, that's actually the red card then. Contempt of court.
He's like, all right, red card. I'll see you later, bitch.
I'll see you later, bitch. Right after this, it's you. It's you on that stand.
Oh
It
my
says you're
God.
gonna have to go from prosecutor to defendant.
Dude, there should be a. You know how they have judge shows all the time? They should just make a fucking UFC/judge show, just like where they just fucking fight each other for the assets.
Hang on. You know what this reminds me of? Solar Opposites is a show on Hulu. It's kind of like Rick and Morty, but there's this one episode on there where they're in court and they're filming it because it's like a fucking think like Jersey Shore.
Right.
And so the judge, like after someone throws an objection or something, they cut to the judge like in a room just sitting doing a confessional, and he's like, I was totally ready to give him 10 years, but I was not expecting that objection by whatever.
That's fucking funny.
I want shit like that. I need it. Actually, I don't want it. I need it.
Just like the claimant, the defendant, and the judge just have to live in a house together for a month. It was like, no, that motherfucker's guilty. I know
Guilty
what kind of person.
Eating my goddamn Cocoa Puffs.
No, he's a piece of shit. I know he is. After living with him for like a month, I'm gonna send his ass to prison for 10 years. Fuck this guy.
He's like looking through a big binder. He's like, I'm looking up maximum sentences. Don't mind me.
Oh my god, that's so fucking
Yo,
funny.
I really think I pissed off Jared. So I'm hoping to get in his good graces by giving him a bunch of ice cream. Chocolate chip and mint. It's his favorite. Does that bastard know I'm lactose intolerant? Alrighty.
Motherfucker,
No one take this idea. It's ours. I'm cutting this in post.
I'm gonna send this idea to Tim and Eric.
Do they still do shit?
Yeah, they still have their old production company.
Good for them, man. Not like College Humor, which bankrupted itself on 2 movies. Yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
said
a
it.
lot
What
of
are they
those-
gonna do?
A lot of those early YouTube channels fucking almost went under. Like Smosh almost was this fucking close from going under.
You say a lot almost went under, but let's be real. A lot did go under. It's a
Yeah.
minority that didn't.
Fucking IGN, one of the biggest fucking ones.
They
went
started
under.
in YouTube. I mean, they started as like gaming magazine, no? Or did they start online?
I
I,
think they
I
start-
really
I
don't
think it
know. They
started,
just
like-
seem ubiquitous.
I think it started like as a website or an online forum or some
IGN
shit.
to me is like a bad case of fucking gonorrhea. Like, you're
I
just
don't
never
like
gonna
to
get rid of it.
Just don't want to remember it.
You don't want to remember it. You just can never get rid of it, and it pops up at the most inconvenient times.
But yeah, it was Machinima. It was Machinima, not IGN. It was Machinima. That was the company that
That
went
sounds
under.
familiar.
Yeah, Machinima. They were popular because like anything game.
You good?
Anything. I got excited. Anything gaming related back in the day that was done on YouTube was probably done through Machinima. But
Right.
the fucking guy, the
Achievement Horse was done by them.
yeah, a bunch of shit like that, and eventually they went under. Just not a couple years ago, and the CEO was caught up in that college admission scandal. But he
CEO of what now?
the CEO of Machinima.
He was implicated in that. That's interesting.
He went to jail, I think.
Wow. Imagine that.
It's really fucking interesting. It's weird. I don't know why I know this, but I know it. But
that guy is such a fucking loser.
You ran a company into the ground and then you got caught.
Yeah, and then got caught for a federal crime. What a fucking idiot.
It's like, hey,
wow, I'm very comfortable calling this guy fucking stupid.
Yeah, he was
very comfortable.
Dumb. He's fucking dumb. But yeah.
It's like, dude, you ran your company into the ground. Like, now you're gonna run your name into the ground? What the fuck?
It's impressive. You're going.
I don't know. I guess he went all in. I mean, I don't know if I could do the same. You know, would you go all in?
Fuck no.
You know, so that's a little impressive then. Yeah, at least he had some balls.
He had the balls to go all in. It didn't work out in his favor, but fuck, I can't even say if I commend him for that because it went downhill very fucking
at least
fast for him.
Tried. Well, I mean, remember, they got away with it for a little, so I mean, he had his time.
Yeah, he like the wage theft in that shit was ridiculous. Like just from the amount of mostly because they didn't know which way like content was going. You know what? And they bet wrong. And
before we move on, I want to say Billy Madison was the precursor to this college admission scandal. Remember, in the end, how his dad paid for him to get passing grades all through school.
God damn it! That's pretty, dude. That's pretty much how school has been from the beginning.
Yeah. I guess.
From the beginning of time. It was just like, hey, my son's kind of a dumbass, but I'm very wealthy. So don't worry about it.
So don't worry about him being dumb.
He's very fucking stupid, though.
What he lacks in brains, I make up for in money.
I have a lot, and he is very fucking stupid.
I'm sure we can reach an agreement.
It's like Shark Tank. You go into a college.
My God.
It's like colleges. Yes. And you're like, hi, hey sharks. Hey recruiters. I have my son. He's very fucking stupid, but I'm offering $10,000.
I'm offering a 4-semester deal. At 110% price. C minuses are acceptable. Passing is the minimum. Passing is what I'm after. And at the very least, I'm also going for all the gen eds out the way. Now, if he could get some major classes out the way, that'd be awesome. Mainly concerned about these gen eds. All right, I have a question for you. Now, your son, what was his GPA?
It was
doesn't
a 1.
Exist.
It had a number in it. A number.
It was an integer.
Okay.
Well, okay. I got
Did he have
an
extra? Do you have any extracurriculars?
He's extra stupid.
He's extra fucking stupid. Okay.
Ma'am, here's what I'm willing to offer you. I'm willing to offer you a 5-semester deal, but 150% price. And we can get all his gen eds in one major class out the way.
He's like calls his son. What do you think about that? Dude, I think it's fucking sick, dude.
5 years?
5 years?
No, 5 semesters. God damn it.
Fuck, bro. Ask him if I do summer courses, will I get it out of the way sooner? Or
if I do summer courses, will I get like a hot babe, you know? Will I get like a banging teach? Know? Hey, ask him that, Mom.
It's like, Sharks, what's the dating situation here? I'm like, oh, we don't care.
And one recruiter is like, it's an all-boys school. And the mom's like, you're out.
Get the fuck out of here. Why are you even here?
He's 16.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it should have been for the college admission scandal.
Yeah, I hope you guys followed that because we kind of just got lost in our own universe there for a second.
It was very scary just from the fact that like
I remember reading about it and I was like, that was an option this whole time.
It just confirmed everything we already knew, that money will just get you anywhere.
I mean, even fucking colleges, man, that's a little ridiculous. Like, you expected it in politics. You expected it in really any job. But it's like in school.
I expected it.
Oh,
There's no integrity when money is involved.
I guess. But it's also like, You think some... I don't know. I mean, really, you're right. There is no integrity when money's involved. But there's way more of an incentive at schools to keep on qualified people, as in, i.e. students who actually deserve to be there.
Word.
Like, they have much more of an incentive because of graduation rate, just in and of itself, If they have a bad one, then it just doesn't look good.
But then again, we have all this money, so who cares?
I guess, it depends. Maybe, I mean, if you're a shareholder, you probably have a lot of different concerns, right?
Definitely.
Than the guy who's actually fixing it all and taking the money.
Yeah.
Because that's where the difference is, especially if you're going for a private university. Because then you do have a board of directors or, trustees or whatever to satisfy.
But if it's run for the state.
But then again, a public university suffers the same problems. If they're super bureaucratic, California, probably harder to get away with there. But, I mean, if you're in a super deregulated red state...
Hey,
well,
slime me a hundo. I'll pass you. I'll give you a passing grade, buddy.
Exactly.
God, I wish I could bribe my teachers. Maybe I can. I just haven't tried.
Yeah, that's the thing. Isn't it crazy how even the attempt can get you kicked out?
Yeah, it's.
I think shit like that is a little bullshit, right? It's like, yo, I shouldn't be punished until I succeed, right? Right?
I shouldn't get punished until I get caught.
Okay, but getting caught is one thing, because it's like if you make it illegal to ask, then as soon as you ask, you get caught. If I ask, I shouldn't go to jail. I shouldn't get kicked out of a school if I ask if it's okay to give you 100 for an A on this paper. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that I shouldn't go to I shouldn't be expelled for it right off the bat. Okay? It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It is, no?
Yeah. I think so.
Because it's like, you can't even inquire about this shit.
I know, because I don't know what a bribe is. I don't know how much a bribe is, and I can't ask because then that's fucking weird. I'm like, hey, how much
skit it was or who did it, but it had something like, you're not allowed, or I'm not allowed to say I want to kill the president of the United States. It's the only sentence you're not allowed to say. But I just said it right now because I'm telling you that. You can't say that I want to kill the president of the United States. Just building on you literally can't say that sentence.
That's true. You can't.
You can't say that out loud. It's a crime. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this guy's crazy. He's going to do it.
It's
like, no, but I didn't say it. I was explaining that, I can't say that sentence because that sentence will get me in trouble. Do you understand? He's on drugs.
I really wish I could remember who did that, but... yeah, that's what that reminded me of. You can't even say that shit. It's ridiculous.
John Wilkes Booth, I think.
What a legend, man. He did what no other man could do until that point, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah. Oh, shit.
He's like, first.
No one thought of it. No, probably because no one thought it was an option. He was like, man, fuck it. I'm going to try it.
I mean, you have to think about it. In the 1800s and 1700s, it's probably hard to find out where someone is in general.
Oh, my God. I couldn't imagine
right?
what it was like. Well, where the fuck is this person?
It's like, yo, even if you knew he was president and the most famous person on Earth, good luck finding the fucker.
And
they don't post their travel logs like they do now.
It's like, yeah, and plus it's back in the day. It's probably no wonder men would just go one town or two towns over and just start a new life. And well, fuck it.
To be fair, one or two towns could mean 30 miles sometimes.
It's true.
I mean, even 30 miles now, depending on where you are, that could get you a new life. You know what I mean?
That's true.
30 miles away in Texas, you could probably start a new life.
Yeah, that place is fucking
30 miles away in Vermont, probably not.
30 miles away in Vermont, you're still in Vermont. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're still in Texas too, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's
No,
more
but I mean,
doable in
like, you're
Texas,
still in the- yeah.
It's
Just
a big
wait
ass
till-
state.
Yeah, there's so many fucking people in it.
And who gives a fuck? Yeah, exactly. Fuck, even in Dallas. Go 30 minutes north.
Yeah. Take a 30-minute walk.
Yo, for real.
Who the
Take
fuck
a
is gonna
30-minute walk.
fuck is gonna recognize you in Dallas?
That's kind of how it used to be, though. Isn't that crazy? It's like, you know what? I'm tired of it. And you just keep walking.
Dude, that's why I
you
always
just have
said
really good legs and feet, and you're just like, I'm going to keep walking until I get tired. You end up 2 towns over, and you're like,
this is
all right,
where
I'm going to
this
cut
is
wood
it.
here. And then someone you say, I'm going to cut wood, and someone's like, I need you to cut wood, and they just give you money for it.
You're like, well, I guess I'm a logger now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I've always thought about that. I'm like, I should have been a frontiersman. Fuck a credit score and everything. I should have just been like fucking being a cowboy in the prairie somewhere.
I don't think I could have been a cowboy or
Just a simple ass
frontiersman or
all
anything
this
like
shit.
that.
You don't think
I
so?
think I would have. I think if I existed like in the 1700s, 1600s, I'd still have to be in the city. Honest to God, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd still be a fucking Yank.
It's like, oh, mud. Well, there was plenty of mud back then because in New York.
You know
at
what?
least,
I was
but-
thinking about this the other day. How people had bad breath back then, man.
Dude, the fucking BO at this declaration, the signing of the Declaration of Independence was probably fucking rank.
But at the same time, like, because, you know, at large, everything just smelled. You
Yeah.
know, there's not
Nothing
really a whole lot of
smelled right.
plumbing.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, how long does it take for you to become nose blind? Or is there always just an unpleasant smell?
You're just
like-
dealing with it.
Like, which one is it? Which one is it? Like, is there always an unpleasant smell that no one talks about because it's just not what you do? Or did they just get nose blind to it? I really want to know.
This is why I can't wait till time travel's a thing.
You just go back. Well, but here's the thing. If we go back in time, we're used to, I'm not going to say clean air, but we're used to, like, non-shit air.
Not
Non-shit and piss air. So if we go back in time to, like, 1600s, that's pretty much all we're going to get. Because they were doing it in holes back then. Yeah, exactly. So we would notice off the bat. I want to know if an average person at the time would be able to kind of pick up on it.
And at that point, I would be like, "Hey,
And if
do you
they
smell
do,
that?"
is it extremely bothering, or is it kind of like how some days it just smells a little off?
It's like,
because
"Hey,
of, like,
do you smell that?" They're like, "Yeah, it smells like extra pista this morning," but it's usually how it is Wednesday.
say anything, but
But it's usually Wednesdays that it smells a little extra piss. You smell a little more piss.
it's like, what? You never been here before?
What?
Wednesday's
You-
extra piss day.
Wednesday's extra piss day.
No one
Yeah.
told ya.
The American pastime of extra piss Wednesdays.
It works for me.
Yeah. Go
You don't
pee,
piss
guys.
more on Wednesdays?
I feel like I pee more on Fridays.
Why?
Just because I want to, like...
Thirsty Thursdays.
Thursdays, that's why. But no, I think it's because I don't want... It's Friday and I don't want to be at my desk as much as I want. So I just chug water. And
And you just go pee.
I just go pee.
You know what?
This
You're
is
about to make me piss my pants. So let's stop talking about this. I was really close there.
Not gonna lie, I'm crowning too.
You call it crowding for that? What is the actual term for that? Because you know how you have like what is it? Turtlenecking, crowning, groundhogging. You know, for the number 2. What is it
Yeah.
called when you like almost go number 1
When you
and you
almost
kind of
pee.
stop yourself? Like, what's
Um,
the phrase for that?
If
you almost broke
a
the
tickle.
dam?
It's a tickle. Like
I'm sorry.
it's kind of like it
You
feels.
just called it a tickle.
I don't know, but the feeling, not the. I'm not coming up with a.
There's
One of
nothing
those.
ticklish about this.
It's painful, but like I don't know. It just feels like. I don't know. It just feels weird. I don't like it though.
Yeah, I just wish we had a term for it.
I wish we had a toilet for it right now.
It's one like 10 feet away.
Yeah, but I'm talking like one.
Yeah,
right here.
I'm gonna look up later what the term is for when you almost piss your pants, but
You
don't.
almost piss your pants.
And then
don't.
Google's gonna say like being 2.
being.
Being 2 years old is what that's called.
Oh,
When you almost piss your pants, but you don't.
Oh, you don't
It's
make
called
time
being
to go
two.
pee. Go pee. You're an adult. You know where it is.
Oh man, Jesus,
I
man,
just smacked the
calm
shit out of
down.
everything. My
Yeah,
bad. And I was like, no.
you really are acting too. Oh man, something I wanted to touch on here before we kind of started to wrap it up was how we were gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
Because we're very aware of that, you know, and we wanted to release that episode last week, you know, just kind of on the year that everything started and kicked off. You know, we thought it would be a nice return. And so if you'll notice, you know, if you're listening to this on the day it's released, it's a Monday. And that's kind of, you know, when we're going to be releasing our main weekly episodes, every Monday. And that's not to say that, you know, we're not going to get back into other things that we did either, like, you know, the live streams or guest episodes or even Patreon exclusive stuff. We're wanting to go back to all of that, and we're wanting to try new things as well. But there's a time and a place for everything, and so we don't want to just come running out the gate, just overwhelm ourselves and you, the audience, with all this content
After being gone for so long.
and for something that could take more time to be developed, because ultimately that's what that absence was about. If you'll remember, if you had tuned in back then, we had floated the idea of Mauro continuing it, for a while. And the reason that never happened is because we couldn't assure that you would get a good quality show like you were getting,
Yeah,
And
I don't
if
know
we
if I
couldn't
had it
do
in me.
that, if we couldn't guarantee a quality show that we were comfortable putting out, then we were just more comfortable taking a hiatus and figuring things out to be able to get to this point where we are right now, where we're, making episodes again. And so maybe we should have communicated better. No, we should have. And we apologize for that. We should have been a little more clear to you guys on what was happening and what our plans are. But what we really want you to know is that our passion for this hasn't stopped, and that this is something we definitely plan on doing for the long term, for the long haul. It's why Mauro and I ended up figuring out how to do this again, in a different setting, in a different way, with different circumstances, because we want to do it, because this is what we're going to do.
And it's really fucking fun to do.
And so if there's one thing you can count on now, it's that this isn't going to be stopping for a long, long time.
With that note, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to follow the show at Tame Mayhem on whatever you're using, and we'll see you next week.
Love you guys. Bye.